This psalm is a personal poem of praise to the Creator, who is created with ingenuity and care. The writer identifies the ways that the Lord continues to show this care, and these thoughts evoke a commitment to worship the Creator. Psalm 104, Reimagined. May all that I am, every breath, every movement, every thought, every feeling, acclaim the Creator. Lord, my Creator, you are so impressive. Your presence turns our heads with your beauty and charisma. Like the brightest light, you stand out, putting everything else in the shade. You mapped out the universe, putting every star and planet in its appropriate orbit. Your presence fills every place. You rest, you move, you think, you work, all within your creation. You communicate, and we see your message around us. Your whole creation, what we see and what we don't, all engages in your purpose. Like a builder, you started the earth with a solid base, so nothing will ever disturb the orbit you planned. Originally the earth was completely covered by water. Oceans covered every piece of land. But you began to shape the landscape, so the waters aggregated into oceans and seas. Recognizable mountains protruded, and between them you used rivers to shape the valleys. The shape of the seas became defined by the lands you created, to ensure that water and land both had their place. Like a gardener, you provide water. Starting in the mountains, it cascades down through the valleys. Each animal gets the water it needs, drinking their fill in the places you provide. The birds rest in the shrubs and trees beside the rivers, and the air is filled with their songs. Clouds form in the way you decide, and they drop rain on the mountains, starting the cycle you designed. At every turn, we see the wonder of your workmanship. You created grass to fill areas for domesticated animals to feed, and myriads of plants for food and other human needs. You provide grapes for wine to bring happiness, olives for oil to moisturize our skin, and flour from wheat to make bread for energy. The thousands of varieties of trees that you created, Lord, each have their habitat, flourishing in every place, in forests, woods and deserts. They are beautiful in their own right, and yet provide places for the birds to make homes, from tiny birds in the smallest cracks to the large birds building nests in the strongest trees. You developed animals to live in the highest mountains, the goats able to find food in the most inaccessible places, and conies able to live amongst the rocks. You fashioned the moon, setting it on an orbit to define the months, and you provided the sun to mark the days. When the sun sets, the nocturnal animals hunt under the cover of darkness. The lions emerge, roaring from hunger, tracking down the prey provided by their god. At sunrise, they steal back to their lairs to sleep. At the same time, the people leave their homes for their employment, where they work for the duration of the day. Lord, I marvel at the diversity of all that you created. It's so intricately and cleverly done. Everywhere we look, we see your wonders. The oceans are long and wide and deep, and yet every part is filled with the life you give, both the biggest animals and the tiniest. For people to tame the oceans, they have made ships to cross from one land to another, and yet you created the biggest creatures on earth to play in these seas. Every animal and every plant depends on you for the sustenance they require. When you are generous and make provision, they collect all they need. In your kindness, there is more than enough, and they are beyond contented. But if you choose to hide from them, they become agitated. The fragility of life slips away, and they die and they decay, leaving no trace. It is your life that makes life, and unfailingly you remake the earth and the life living on it. May the universe reflect your greatness, Lord, as you delight in all that you have made. The planet quakes in response to your attention, and the volcanoes erupt when you caress them. With every word and every action, I will acclaim the Lord. With every breath and every moment, I will adore you, my Creator. Nothing matters more than knowing that He revels in my attention, for the Lord is my greatest delight. May the earth be freed from those who would do wrong. Rescue your creation from those with shameful intentions. May all that I am, every breath, every movement, every thought, every feeling, acclaim the Lord. Acclaim the Lord.